Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam. Good morning. You're listening to Java with Jimmy.
Good morning. Excuse me. Good morning. Welcome to the Java Cafe. Today is Tuesday, August 9th, 2022. And thank you for being with us this morning. It is Testimony Tuesday. And so in a couple of minutes, we're going to go and just reflect back on Sunday at the Gospel Fest. Folks are sharing footage here and there, and so as I get it, I share it. But let's go into the Java Cafe and see who is in this morning. I already see somebody laughing at me for not having a voice. Darryl from Tennessee, good morning. Good to see you in the room. Opal, good morning. Good to see you in the room as well. Pastor Marion, good morning. Good to see you. Mama Java, hope you're feeling better. Good to see you in the room as always. Sister Soraya, good to see you in the room this morning. Also, who is this Facebook user? Can you please let me know? And I need to figure out why your name won't pop up. Sharon Cornelius. I don't think you were on yesterday when we were talking about you going in during the prayer before we went up on stage. But thank you so much for that. Heidi, good morning. Good to see you in the room. Hope you're feeling better. So let's go ahead and kick off just a little bit of some footage I got from Sister Rena Francis. Danny Rivera is in the room, y'all. So this is perfect. We're getting, why is it coming up as Facebook user? You shady. I don't know why your name ain't showing, but I love you too, brother. Thaddeus, good morning. Good to see you in the room. You all go over and hop on Twitter. Thaddeus put up one picture of Java with Jimmy. No, I'm messing with him. He knows why. But let's go ahead and show a little bit of footage from Sunday. Shout out to Stasia's Dance Company, who was a part of our presentation on Sunday for one of the songs, All in His Hands. So I think it's so appropriate that Danny is on so he can see this as well. And go ahead and check this out. These young people had a whole lot of energy, and they made the song and the presentation even so much better. Shout out to Sophia from Stasia's, the founder and I would say artistic director over at Stasia's. But here they go, All in His Hands. Hopefully Facebook doesn't cut us off because this is, you know, us singing it. So we'll see what happens. So that was the Stasia's dance group that was a part of the presentation on Sunday. So shout out to Sophia and everybody. Uncle Thaddeus, everybody is so happy to see you in the room, brother. He has been traveling. He's been overseas and on ships and doing things and whatnot. But good to see you this weekend, sir, as always. So that's just a little bit of footage from Sunday. And so I also needed to check in with us as we're talking about Testimony Tuesday. There was a testimony in the Boston Globe recently about our interim district attorney. Let me get rid of this banner here. And I don't know if some of you have seen it, and he's been on the show before. And these are I think that was one of the first interviews where folks were texting me like, James, you're not being fair and impartial. And so, Kevin and I are cordial. We see each other, just seen him last week at the briefing around white supremacy. But it is very disturbing to find out that he and his office have been involved with some allegations around not processing or doing the proper process and prosecuting a MBTA law enforcement officer, and, with some allegations that he solicited a donation. And so, there are city councilors are going in. There are calls for his resignation. And, I haven't read the full story, but what I've skimmed through and seen on social media in reference to the stories, not just folks' opinions on social media, but just reading excerpts from the story, this is a problem. If you were the district attorney, and we found out in 2018 when we did the whole campaign around the difference the DA makes, we understood that there's a close relationship between the DA's office and police. And there were questions around the integrity of the dealings because it is the police that the DA needs to testify when they're prosecuting cases. And also the police need the DA to prosecute cases. And so there's an interesting relationship. I know that Rachel Rollins, when she came in, she formed a special committee or subdivision that handled cases that involve police officers, to where I believe she wasn't involved at all. And so Kevin Hayden, and someone texted me and said, hey, it's time to have Kevin Hayden back on the show. And so we may reach out and get him to come on. I probably should get him and Ricardo to come on together. Ricardo Arroyo is also running for district attorney. And so, there needs to be, and there's also a call for an independent investigation, because we need to trust the integrity of the DA's office. And after everything that Rachel Rollins came in and established and brought a certain level of trust back to that office, we don't need a crooked person in there that's colluding with law enforcement and not prosecuting law enforcement officers appropriately. So that's a problem. And therefore, everything that you do is now under consideration of scrutiny, because there's questions around your integrity when it comes to investigating law enforcement officers. So, Sir Kevin, you probably do need to come and give some answers. And oh, Jesus, I almost said so. I'm going to say it, and not pussyfoot around the issue. Plain and simple as that. Let's go in the comments. If you haven't fully read it, you're talking about, because some stuff I'm just tuned out. And a lot of the political end of it, but I have read enough to understand that there was a solicitation for $225. And there are a lot of issues, and I'm not, Thaddeus, I just caught what you said. I am not fully media. Anyway, there needs to be accountability, as Pastor Marion just said, honest accountability. And then his office said he forgot he solicited the funds. And so there's enough, Thaddeus, that there is room for OCPF to look into this, and also for an independent counsel or committee to look at how the solicitation was done, all of that. And so it is not a good look on the office, and it's not a good look on him at all. And so, Sister Sharon, my deacon, he's a deacon. Okay. So in other news, Mar-a-Lago got raided. they went in, the FBI, who also notified the Secret Service, went in and raided Mar-a-Lago for the documents that we know that Trump, the ones that he did keep, because there are now pictures that have surfaced that he had flushed Post-it notes and attempted to flush things that are supposed to be archived from the president's office. He tried to flush them down the toilet. And so they raided his house or Mar-a-Lago last night and seized a whole bunch of documents. And, you know, he's talking about a witch hunt and all that stuff. So in that other national news, Thaddeus, I ain't messing with you. I just didn't know he was a deacon. Lord, you, Thaddeus, you do go way back. So Heidi said, let's name it. If it were Rachel, Heidi, that part, if it were Rachel Rollins, they would be all over it. And also saying Sharon Cornelius, whom right now it looks questionable. So anyway, we'll go back to that in a second. But yeah, Trump's Mar-a-Lago got raided. And so it does point to the fact that the Department of Justice is pursuing, looking into whether Trump broke the law regarding either a smooth transition from one administration to the next, or also in a conspiracy to usurp the process of the electoral process, which brings into a little bit of question. And a lot of people aren't talking about it. The electoral college process. There's been some concerns about that for quite a few years, mainly since Hillary Clinton and Obama and the popular vote and all that other stuff. So, well, it's been some concerns for years, but that's the most recent that folks may remember. Tonda said that they will not convict him. I don't even know if they're going to go after conviction or if you're talking about the police officer, but it is, yeah. So getting back to the Kevin Hayden thing, law enforcement, the DA's office, it's a very, not, it should be a black and white area, but it's a very gray area. And the point of this alleged solicitation, the case not being fully prosecuted, is a concern. Again, in 2018, we learned how a better relationship between the DA's office and law enforcement officials can be put into place so there aren't these concerns. And Rachel Rollins went in and put a subdivision in where she sort of stayed away from cases that involve police officers. So there is precedence to setting up a protocol to where the community won't have these concerns. Leslie is saying, Sister Leslie's getting us back on focus for Testimony Tuesday. She said, testimony, I woke up with the Gospel Fest songs in my spirit talking about this and that, this and that. Listen, it was definitely a good experience. Dr. Brandy and I talked about it yesterday. Thaddeus said exactly, or Heidi said exactly. I ain't saying nothing but the fact that I didn't know the man was a deacon. Tonda is saying they gave him enough time to get rid of the evidence. Anyone who comes into the public is subject to scrutiny. Absolutely. Even me here, just like I got scrutinized for not reading the whole story, Thaddeus. They need to find a felony charge against Trump to keep him from running for the presidency. And so there's a lot that comes with that, because on one hand, Trump wants to announce because he feels he's protected. On the other hand, some of that money, that cash cow that he's been collecting in, and the RNC paying for his legal bills, if he declares that he's running, that's going to get very interesting. And so there were allegations that not allegations, there are suspicions or speculation that he's going to announce before September 1st. I don't know what that is going to do. It's not going to do anything as far as the investigation, because Merrick Garland said no one is above the law. And they asked him again, and he said no one is above the law. So yeah, he think he's going to get over, but he's not. Sister Pastor Marion said, and should be about the public scrutiny. Yes, he's a faithful deacon at Jubilee. Please, no raiding or witch hunts. I hope no raiding. Lord have mercy. Ma said he might have paperwork hidden somewhere, so he likes to do his dirt. So let's not conflate the two issues. They're not. I wasn't making no reference to them raiding Kevin Hayden's home. They raided 45's Mar-a-Lago. I guess I can say his home. So they raided him. I could see what you mean, Sharon, about the witch hunt piece. As far as Kevin Hayden, it is an election season, but there are irrefutable facts there. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what comes out of that. 45, yes, mother. I guess I say it a lot more now because he's not in office no more. But as Congresswoman Presley used to say, he who used to occupy the White House. Also, just on another quick note, I would like to say, and she's not on, but maybe she'll go back and watch, or I'll text her and tell her I did it. But I would like to say a happy born day to Dominique Mathis, my niece. I forgot how old she turns today, but happy birthday to you. Beautiful. She's a model, a diva, a mother, just a soprano that sings. But happy birthday to her. I appreciate you, Dominique. And yeah. We're going to get ready to wrap up. There is not. Hey, D, good to see you. Dee, I thought you. Dee. Hi, Dee. Good to see you. Can I still call you Dee? Because one of your cousins said that we can't refer to them as the name we used to call them growing up. So is Dee still appropriate, or do I need to say Bradisha? But good to see you in the room. Good to see you in the room, sweetheart. Heidi is saying happy birthday to Dom. I don't know if that's a tag, Heidi. Hopefully she'll jump in and see it. But thank you all for saying happy birthday. She'll go back and see that later. Announcements. I don't have anything to announce. Only thing I could think of, August 24th, I'm going to be, and I think it's just for members. It'll be on IG, so others will be able to. All right, Dee, it's cool. She said I can still call her Dee. August 24th, I'm going to be featured on the Boston While Black entrepreneur interview. And so that's going to be on August 24th, I believe, at 6 o'clock. Also, the Boston Waterfront Coalition is having their, the 5K Thaddeus is on. The Road to Wellness event is taking place on September 10th. I've been sharing or retweeting it. I'll put it on Facebook as well, but that's taking place on September 10th. Dee Dee's Cry is doing their walk for survivors of homicide on September 11th. I think that's it. Not a whole lot going on. Getting ready to get into a more of a chill mode. There are some things coming up, but yeah, that I have to be here for. Y'all know I want to go. I want to get out of here and take a break. Lord have mercy. Heidi, cool. I have to get more involved. Heidi, download the app. Download the Mighty Works app. It is, I started engaging a lot more. I think it was in January. And it's been awesome, you know, just engaging there, and it's a own little family within itself there. So I think that is it for me, this folks. Sort of a quick shot, not really intended, but I'm not going to hold you. As our young people say, we will be back. I tentatively, I'll be back live tomorrow at 9 a.m. And Sharon, yes, a lot of folks have asked, is the choir going to stay together? I don't know if Danny's still on, but we may need to look at maybe rehearsing. Lord have mercy. Wait a minute. What's wrong with the red line? I knew the red line was coming, but now they're going to shut down the red line too. Lord have mercy. This is crazy. I was saying a lot of folks were asking, and even, Amy Yandel, I need to mention her. You all don't see a lot of the behind the scenes things that happen at these citywide events. And Amy Yandel is the interim director of sports, tourism, sports events, and entertainment. I think that's the title. And so she is very instrumental, has been around for a long time. We served in the Menino administration together. And Amy, we just wanted to say thank you for the coordination. Thank you for having the food for us, and the tents, and the tables and the chairs and the water out there on Sunday. And so I told Amy I would give her a shout out. I was supposed to do it earlier, but Amy, we appreciate you, and thank you for everything that you do to make our events in the city of Boston a lot better and well organized. And I think that's it for me. I'm going to get ready to wrap it up. The January 13th, carpool, Lord have mercy. The January 13th event is coming up. I just need to send out an email for those that want to know about that. We're probably going to do an audition call, because that engagement is a very high end. We got to be tight. I was listening to some of the tracks on Sunday, and I was like, "Oh, we could have brushed up a little couple of notes there, here and there." But for those that were in the choir, I will get you that email and a link to sign up. But we may wind up. I can almost guarantee we're going to do auditions for the January 13th, and it's not a thing of, you know, not good enough or whatever. This is sort of a performance, and so we need to have everything tight as possible. So I'll get information out about that. And Tonda said we parked at Morningstar and carpooled over to over to Playstead Field. It was definitely awesome having so many of you that were a part of the choir, and I appreciate that so much, for people coming down to for 2 weeks. And we sound, let me tell y'all, we sound pretty good for 2 weeks. Now, as much as I said I heard a couple of parts that we could have fixed, there were a couple of notes I heard, and I was like, wow, the blend was good. I got to give a shout out to the band. We have not given the band enough love. Brother Gavin, oh, Jesus. I had to write the check, so I need to remember their names. Gavin, hold on. We got to shout out the band. Can y'all put some love in the comments for the band? Hold on, Jesus. There we go. All right, so brother Bryant Thomas, Micah Moffett, Gavin Rushing, Joshua Porter, and David Langford. Thank all of you for being part of the band. Again, Bryant Thomas, Micah Moffett, Gavin Rushing, Joshua Porter, and David Langford. I call him. He's one of the twins. Thank you all for making us sound so great on Sunday. It was definitely amazing, as Mama Java said. Tonda, yes, we it was y'all sang. I got to give it up. All right, folks, it's 9:26. I'm only a couple of minutes short of 9:30. We will see you guys tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. And yeah, no, I guess folks are settling in the last few weeks of summer because there's not a whole carnival's coming. And there's a whole bunch going on around that, and I ain't touching it too much. I may touch it a little bit as we approach carnival. But shout out to Miss Shillingford, and shout out to those that want to have a more inclusive. I'm all about inclusion. Have a more inclusive carnival band process. Again, ain't touching it. All right, I'm getting off here before I get in trouble. You all have a wonderful Tuesday. Be intentional. Even if you're dealing with something today, you're in the midst of something that you would like to accomplish or is challenging to you, put some effort into it. Breathe. Put some positive energy out in the air. Affirm that it is going to get better. Affirm that you're going to have the strength to make it. Affirm that you're going to get the strategy to accomplish it. That way next week you can come in and say, this is my testimony for this week. Hold on. I see a couple more comments. All right. And Ma said mask up. Absolutely. Even Sunday, I was kind of like, we were outside, and it was real hot. So that's a little helpful. But yeah, NB5 is still active. So everybody be very careful. All right. Thank you all very much. Oh, speaking of NB5 and health, we're going to do another Java with Jimmy, your healthy Java survey, probably within the next month. So please be on the lookout for that. And again, thank all of you who are part of the choir. As Rena says, self-care reminder, be intentional about it. I need to go be intentional and book me a daggone flight. Now that's some intentional self-care. Music is ending.